The Tick Studio approach to woven design is very unique and goes back to the heritage of how I started in textiles and working at a vertical mill, where we started with building our own fibers. And so here in our studio, that's how we start. We build fibers with different mills around the world. Then we weave these fibers into prototypes here in the studio. And these structures are then manifested into commercially tested products for the architectural and design industry. In 10 steps, we'll show you how Fleck and Melange Check, two coordinating wool blend upholstery textiles for Luum, highlight our hand-woven approach and highlight the relationship to a trusted woman-owned mill partner ingrained in European fiber recycling traditions. At Tick Studio, we explore various weave structures based on the intention behind the product, taking into account the best structure and pattern for each material. In this case, each carefully crafted yarn color uses pre- and post-consumer recycled wool, acrylic, and polyester fibers from discarded garments and post-industrial textile waste, giving old material new life. Step 1 is pre- and post-consumer recycled wool, acrylic, and polyester from garment waste are brought to the mill for sorting. So here you're seeing all of these products all bundled by color. And then the discarded materials are then shredded by content and color. And that way, these are all separated in color formula. So multiple colors of the pre- and post-consumer recycled wool, acrylic, and polyester are mixed and spun together to create complex melange yarns and colors. So it's really exciting to see what flex we could adjust the colors into. So we have accent colors in each one of our yarns, which is really fun for us. Tick Studio chooses the yarn colors and receives production cones from the mill. So we weave trials of different weave structures on our loom at the studio in the East Village of Manhattan. And that's taken from all of these different carded yarns that we experienced at the mill. So now what we've done is we've warped our loom with these different yarn colors, and we've warped them in different variations. Some of them are solid, some of it is a 2-color warp layout, some of it's a 2 and 2 color layout. And we put this on our loom, and then we decide what we're going to trial based on these structures that we've woven. In the case of Fleck, we determined the base cloth based on our hand-woven sample. And then as we looked at this hand-woven sample, we decided we could make a beautiful Glen plaid based on the different weave structures that we had woven. So we took those different structures and scanned them and digitally produced an actual look of what the plaid would be on our printer. We send the actual weave structures and color combinations to the mill to make custom warps and custom color blankets. So everything was laid out so they could understand what all of our warp colors would be and what all of our weft rotations would be. The mill sends us back the color blankets, which we then cut into samples to review. We usually lay out 2 different warp blankets for our color choice. One is a very neutral palette, which you will see being cut now, and another is a very colorful palette. So we get to have a full range of colorways to select from. Once we get the color work back, we laid out Fleck first because that was basically going to be the ground for anything that we selected from Melange Check. So Fleck became the directional color palette for us. And then as we started pulling out Melange Check as the large scale coordinate, we wanted to make sure that we had at least 2 colorways of the Fleck to coordinate with Melange Check. The mill weaves yardage, we approve it, and it becomes a viable product for the marketplace. And the fabric becomes specified and upholstered into furniture.